Hello everybody, this is Baka Zombie. Welcome back to some more Pokemon VGC 2024. As you can tell, we made it to Master Ball tier with this Ho-Oh team. It was a slog. Don't look at my match rankings. But yeah, oh wow. Oh, never mind. The singles. I thought it reset. No, it wasn't easy. It's still going to continue to not be easy. I did make a couple changes on this team. Most importantly to Shampoo, I did end up dropping Sucker Punch for Protect. There's been like once or twice where I've missed having Sucker Punch, but I think overall it's for the better. The other one is a strange change, and I don't know if it's worth it yet or not. I've gotten it to kind of work once. Like, it was an outplay against my opponent once, and then they instantly outplayed me after that, so it didn't really work out. But Rotom Wash now has Sunny Day over Thunderbolt. Mostly because Rotom Wash isn't there for its offense anyway. And I wanted something to kind of contest Rain and mess with them, so that Ho-Oh can do something maybe later in the game. But yeah, those are the changes we currently are working with. We might make some more. Rotom Wash still is it's very lackluster, and that's kind of why you don't really see it being played much anymore, but we'll see. Also, new webcam angle. Hopefully it'll work out nicely. I think there's very minimal lag right now. It looks like it. I actually get to reduce how much latency I have to put on it with this webcam, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, I went from having one broken webcam to having two webcams. So I decided to put one over there on the TV, and hopefully that gives us a little bit of better camera angle. It's not as pretty behind me here because there's a giant window. But yeah, also there's a concert happening just across the street from me, so hopefully the mic's not picking any of that up. I did close the window. But with that, let's get into a battle here. We, of course, go for the Ho-No. I am going to update the rental code in the description to reflect the changes that I made on this team, mainly just being the Protect and the Sunny Day change. Also, the last video we did, I remember when I said I need to make Ho-Oh adamant. I didn't. So we were running a non-adamant Ho-Oh that whole time. That might have shown why its attacks weren't hitting as hard. Ho-Oh is not a one-hit KO kind of Pokemon anyway. So it's getting used to that and being like, hey, use Tailwind with this guy because that's what he's here for. But this is a team where we don't really have to use Tailwind. This is going to be a hard Trick Room team with Incineroar, Oranguru, Torkoal, Screamtail, the Calyrex Ice Rider, and the Ursaluna. Now, the two Trick Room setters are going to be the Oranguru and the Calyrex. Shampoo has a chance to knock either of them out, but we might need to Terra. But I definitely need to have a way to stop the Incineroar from attacking. Ooh, here's the thing. Okay, I can not Calyrex. I can Shampoo Indeedee to stop the Fake Out, and then we can Helping Hand if that is the play. Also having, I'm really low on time, so I'm just gonna go Flutter Mane and Ho-Oh. Yeah. That should be good. Ho-Oh's bulky. I like having the bulky Ho-Oh against the Torkoal, who also resists. Ho-Oh also resists Torkoal. I think the only Cutie Fly with the coffee cup. I think the only real other option would be a Rillaboom, and I don't know how useful that'd be. It'd be useful against like the one guy. Okay, the Screamtail is actually gonna come in. Screamtail usually sets up screens. Screamtail, more like, am I right? So we get the Psychic Seeds boost. I haven't played against enough Screamtails, so I've seen enough Screamtail footage to know what it's going to do in Trick Room. I know the Perish Song style of Screamtail. I don't think Screamtail itself gets Trick Room, does it? I don't know that I have to Terra here. I think I can just Throat Chop. And Helping Hand the Shampoo. Orangurus are usually a little bulkier than Farigiraf. Yep, we get it out first. So Oranguru's gonna get KO'd. No Trick Room for you. Critical hit. We didn't need it. Not with the Helping Hand. Let's see what the Screamtail ends up going for here. It is going to be Sing, which is going to miss against the Champao. All right. I love to see that. Screamtail is Psychic Fairy, right? Calyrex is going to come in. Okay. So the Calyrex can Terra here. I'm going to check Screamtail's typing. It is Psychic Fairy. I think the Trick Room is going to get off here no matter what. I just heard my headphones shut off, so I'm going to shut them off myself. So they're usually Fire or Ice Terra. I think we just try to go all out on this Calyrex. I'm going to Terra here, Helping Hand on the Champao. So as long as we land this, as long as there's no Protect from the Calyrex, it shouldn't want to hit KO if the Calyrex Terras, which I assume it will here. Yeah. What is its Terra typing, though? As long as it doesn't resist Dark, this is going to do a whole ton of damage. It is Ice. I could have Sacred Sworded you, man. But I wasn't going to. There was, like, no world where I Sacred Sword, right? So Helping Hand. Helping Hand, Rune of... Sword of Rune or whatever, and the Stellar Terra type. Almost. Big chunk, though. Sing does finally land onto the Champao. Which kind of sucks, but... Oh, they're just going to straight Glacial Lance. They don't even Trick Room here. Can you KO one of my Pokemon here? It'd have to be the Indeedee. Yeah, okay. The Indeedee fainting is perfectly fine. Because now I can attack their Calyrex here and possibly KO it. Fluttermane? Yeah, I can bring in Fluttermane. The question is, does Fluttermane's Dazzling Gleam KO Calyrex from here? I really need it to. Or it's just going to die. Okay, here's the play. I'm going to Protect here. Not a Champao. Dadgummit. You know what? Actually, it doesn't matter what I do with Champao. But I'm going to Protect Fluttermane. There's no way they Trick Room here. Right? If they Trick Room here, they just outplay me. But they got to protect the Calyrex here, right? And try to sing my Fluttermane to sleep. They didn't protect Calyrex. Did they Glacial Lance then? They do Trick Room. Why would you do that? I could have killed you. I hate when people do this shit. Like, 100% I could have just killed that Calyrex easily. And they wouldn't have gotten Trick Room up. Why wouldn't you protect your Calyrex there? That's so dumb. Well, I gotta protect Champao and switch in Ho-Oh. I mean, we just lose now. That's so dumb. Man. Their play was to protect Calyrex and sing into my Fluttermane, so I couldn't KO your Calyrex. Why would you do that? I mean, they just win here, because we can't stall out Trick Room, unfortunately. And Glacial Lance is +1 and Helping Handed. 8 KO solo. That... Why? Oh my god. Why did they do that? I mean, those are the plays that win you games, I guess, but 100%, if I just would have Moonblasted or Shadow Ball into the Calyrex, it just would have died and they wouldn't have Trick Room. I didn't even see what the Fluttermane, or the Screamtail did. I assume it tried... Actually, I don't know what it did, because it didn't go. I didn't see it go, at least. That's so stupid. I mean, we have to go for, like, 3 Protects in a row here, is the only thing we can do, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to what that Screamtail did that turn, because I was too busy talking, too busy yapping. It's plays like these that kept me in Ultra Ball for so freaking long. Just dumb plays from opponents that pay off for them. Weirdness does disappear from Battlefield. It doesn't matter. Let me double check. Trick Room's... Yeah, Trick Room's 2 more turns, so we need to get 2 more protects. My counting was right. Another helping hand from the Screamtail. I get double protect, so there's that. The Glacial Lance. We go for a third. Nope. The Screamtail just went last. What move did they have that went last? Did Screamtail get Trick Room? I have to look this up now. Because I wasn't sure if Screamtail got Trick Room or not. Because I wonder if that's what messed me up on the turn where I didn't see Screamtail do anything. What low priority moves does Screamtail have? It does have Trick Room as well, so maybe Screamtail's Trick Rooming? I don't know. You get those plays sometimes. But yeah, I don't know what the Screamtail did that turn. Well, you win some, you lose some, huh? Let's see if we can get another one quickly here. And hopefully not get outplayed by dumb plays this time. I mean, technically, again, without knowing what the Screamtail did that turn, it had to have done something into my Shampoo, which doesn't make sense because I attempted to protect. No, it must have done something into my Flutter Mane. It must have tried to sing my Flutter Mane that turn, right? You would think. But even then, my Flutter Mane would have gone before your Screamtail. That's why I was like, oh, I protect because you can't sing me before you get to Trick Room. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's whatever. We move on to the next one. We go up to 36 loss. Or were we at 36 before? I can't remember. Okay, I found an opponent, so I didn't even have to cut. I was gonna say an idea I had for this team because it is just performing so poorly, and part of that is my own choice. Another Trick Room team. Jesus. This one does have a Galarian Articuno on it, though. This one has an Indeedee for Follow Me, which can kind of mess up my plans. I could go... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go, Shampoo Ho-Oh. Because that will force the Terra on a Calyrex. And then we have Indeedee in the back in case they lead, like, Iron Hands and, Calyrex. Outside of that, I think I just lose. Will Rotom Wash be useful here? I think it will, actually. So what does Flutter Mane do? I mean, Flutter Mane fights the Articuno and the Iron Hands. Let's go Flutter Mane, I think. I think Hydro Pumping in the sun isn't as useful as Flutter Mane dying because it's so fast, right? This hard Trick Room's gonna be hard to go against, though. Honestly, this team is just, like, missing something that, it's missing some kind of support mon is the main problem with it. So, an idea I had for this team is to do an extra episode. Instead of doing 3, doing 4, and then during the 3rd or 4th episode, using different Ho-Oh teams, like using QR codes to see what they're doing, to see how we can improve ours. I did run into one other Ho-Oh while laddering, and it was on a sand team, which is kind of cool, but also not what I want to do here. So they do have the Galarian Articuno, which I assume is the Trick Room setter, right? Or the Indeedee is. Either way, I'm going to Throat Chop this Indeedee. And I have to remember Brave Bird's stronger than Sacred Fire. I keep thinking Sacred Fire is 120. Like the same as Brave Bird. It's not. It's only 100. And I just Brave Bird this Articuno. It's the Follow Me. Okay, so this is going to be a Follow Me and Trick Room from the Articuno. Honestly, if I don't KO the Indeedee here, it's not the end of the world. But I do. So when I KO. This is why I go up with Ho-Oh and Shampoo here, because I knew Shampoo could KO the NDE. So whatever the Ho-Oh attack was going to hit. Brave Bird almost KOs the Articuno, which is kind of nice. Trick Room? Yeah. But unless this is Room Service Articuno, it's going to be pretty fast. I assume it's Room Service, right? Pharaoh Palmas. This is the Iron Hands. Oh, this is an easy workaround. We protect with Shampoo. Ho-Oh terrestrializes, Terra Blast, the Iron Hands. We become ground type, so the Iron Hands can't wild charge me, or Thunder Punch me, or whatever it's trying to do. We're also down on the ground, so we can't get faked out by the Iron Hands. And then Shampoo is here to provide its Sword of Ruin ability to decrease Iron Hand's defense, so then Ho-Oh is hitting it really hard. I love Shampoo's Cry. So cool. Expanding Force from the Articuno. That's only going to hit my Ho-Oh. Which does nothing. Yep. Iron Hands, Drain punches into the Shampoo. Can't see it because of Ho-Oh's big tail. I mean, my cam's also in the way. But this should do tons of damage to the Iron Hands. Not enough to KO, though. I do have to switch. Do I double switch here? I'm going to switch in Flutter Mane. It's going to take some Expanding Force, which isn't the favorite, but I'd like Ho-Oh to get some Regenerator. So I'm going to switch in Indeedee in Ho-Oh spot. The idea is that the Drain Punch goes into the Shampoo still. So Flutter Mane. Why did Ho-Oh... Oh, it's Trick Room. I'm going to say, why did Ho-Oh switch hers? But it's because Trick Room's up. So Indeedee's coming in. It's going to take the resisted Expanding Force. Flutter Mane is going to take the most from its Expanding Force, but it's not going to be the end of the world either. In comes the Flutter. It might also like Freezing Glare. But maybe, I think Freezing Glare is also spread. It's going to Air Slash. Yeah, it wants that single target damage on the Ho-Oh. And Drain Punch. I keep trying to say Drain Palm. It's Drain Punch. Alright, let's... How many turns of Trick Room we got left? 2. So I protect Flutter Mane here so it doesn't take a huge attack from the Iron Hands. Although, actually, no, wait. We don't do that. We just Razzle Dazzle and Follow Me. The Iron Hands might want to Drain Punch my Indeedee, but that's fine. Expanding. It must be Room Service Articuno. There's no way it underspeeds Iron Hands naturally. Flutter Mane takes a ton of damage. Indeedee does survive the Drain Punch. So that might leave Iron Hands in range for Dazzling Gleam. Which would be perfect, because then we're in a 4v1 situation. It just lives. That's insane, man. So who's last? Is it going to be Torkoal? It's Calyrex. Not the one I wanted to see, if I'm going to be honest with you. Gonna have that on Nerve. But I just protect Flutter Mane here. And Indeedee, we'll go for the Psyshock into the Iron Hands, but it most likely won't get it off, right? Protect, because I do have a little bit of speed on this. Do I have in speed? It does Drain Punch my Indeedee, that's fine. That's fine. Take your 2 damage or whatever. 2 health. The Calyrex doesn't Terra. There's a Glacial Lance, that's fine. Twisted Dimensions are going to return the normal. Weirdness is going to disappear from the battlefield, but that's fine. There's no priorities. I do have to bring in Shampoo here. Wow. Sword of Ruin. The Calyrex is going to try and Trick Room on me, right? I almost have to all in on the Calyrex and leave the Iron Hands alone. So I'm gonna Moonblast. Actually, no, sorry. I'm gonna Shadow Ball the Calyrex in case this Terra Fire, and Throat Chop the Calyrex. I have to all in on this Calyrex. Because I can't allow it to get Trick Room off, because if it does, next turn, it could Glacial Lance and just kill everything. It is Water Terra. So we could have Moonblasted, but that's fine. That's fine. Use a Shadow Ball. That's not enough for Champao to kill it. Yeah, damn it. Heavy Slam's gonna KO the Flutter Mane. Ugh. At that point, I should have just Dazzling Gleamed and KO'd the Iron Hands. I thought I was going to do so much more damage because of how much we did to that other Calyrex. That was with Helping Hand and Stellar Terra, I suppose. But now it just Glacial Lances and kills both my Pokemon. That sucks, man. We were so close to winning this. Because, like, if we Dazzling Gleam there... Yeah, if we would have Dazzling Gleam there, it would have KO'd the Iron Hands. This Glacial Lance still would have killed my Ho-Oh, but my Champao would have lived it. And even then, Champao doesn't kill. Calyrex... Can we just delete the Calyrex from the game? Like, honestly, this format currently wouldn't be as bad as it is if Calyrex wasn't in it. Because, like, the other restricted are fine, in all honesty. Like, because, of course, Kyogre would take its place as the most used currently, and Zamazenta, but they aren't half as bad as Calyrex and Terapagos. I just hate Calyrex so much. It's so annoying. Well, that's going to be 2 losses for us. Especially with Terra. It's like, if Calyrex couldn't Terra, it'd be so much more in line with everything else. But, again, it has 2 abilities. Either super bulky or super fast and hits really hard. But we can complain about Calyrex all day. At the end of the day, we have to take another battle. And hope we can play around it a little better. Because, like, again, if I would have Dazzling Gleam there and KO'd the Iron Hands, we would have done even less damage to the Calyrex. And Champao still wouldn't KO it. I'm just trying to think if it was worth it to Terra Ho-Oh, but we wouldn't have gotten as much damage on the Iron Hands if we didn't. If Iron Hands just not fainting was a really big problem for us too. I don't know. Anyway, we've got Koraidon, Whimsicott, Flutter Mane, the stupid Grimmsnarl, Incineroar, and Ding Dong, Chiyu. This is always my lead against Grimmsnarl is Rillaboom and Champao. Ho-Oh is really good against Koraidon and the majority of their team. And Flutter Mane. Yeah. It'll just be riding out Tailwind. Unless we can, like, sneak Ho-Oh in to get into Tailwind. But yeah, as you can see, this team does have problems. It just kind of falls flat sometimes. And it's mostly because it's Ho-Oh is the restricted. Ho-Oh is just not a great restricted. It doesn't do enough damage. Like, this is max attack Adamant. And it's sitting next to a Champao half the time. And, like, it couldn't KO that Iron Hands with a super effective attack. So, super effective stab because it was Terran. We're going to see the Incineroar and the Whimsicott. Because Incineroar tries to fake out my Champao. Fake out goes before Tailwind, so I'll fake out the Incineroar. Do I Terra Sacred Sword? I think so. Let's Terra Sacred Sword here. Well, they shouldn't need my Drown Terra this match. The only thing would maybe be Flutter Mane being Fairy Terra, so it can fight the other Flutter Mane, but I think Stellar Terra Shampoo is going to be the best option for us here. Whimsicott actually protects, so that's fine by me. Fake out into the Incineroar and Sacred Sword. This won't kill because we are intimidated, and unfortunately Sacred Sword only worries about their stat changes, not our own. It is going to eat a Citrus. It is going to in fact eat a Citrus Berry and get a little HP recovery from the train. Unfortunately, I think that means we have to attack this Incineroar again. The Whimsicott I'm not worried about. Like, it's setting up Tailwind this turn, right? I'm gonna high Horsepower and Sacred Sword. Incineroar. Incineroar's gonna Flare Blitz somebody. Wow, it didn't Tailwind. Why aren't you Tailwinding? It's gonna Moonblast. They're gonna double my Shampoo here. That's wild. Unless you Flare Blitz my Rillaboom. Okay, my Rillaboom goes before Incineroar. I don't know why I thought it didn't. So we kill the Incineroar, which is neat. But for some reason, my opponent doesn't want to Tailwind right now. Guess they don't really need to. I don't know. But they didn't lead with Grimmsnarl, so I'm thinking it's not here. Wait, why did I go Shampoo if I wanted to fight a Grimmsnarl? I usually go Flutter Mane. Why would I do that? Okay, Chi-Yu is going to come in. And obviously Chi-Yu is just going to Heat Wave my Rillaboom here, right? And my Shampoo. Do I care? I'm going to high horsepower. Protect. It's like Heathen. I can't speak ever. Even Ho-Oh doesn't want to take a Heat Wave from a Chi-Yu. So the longer I can prolong that happening. Like, I'm not going to switch in Ho-Oh, right? Protect from the Shampoo. I assume a Tailwind here, though, right? Yeah. Man, if I would have, like, Icicle Crashed you turn 1, or turn 2, I should say, I could have just KO'd you before you got a Tailwind off. If I would have, like, doubled into you last turn. Yeah, Rillaboom doesn't take. Even with the Assault Vest. I kind of had hopes. Maybe doing the Terra on my Shampoo wasn't the best thing. I could Flutter Mane here, but it's just going to get double tapped, right? So, bring in Ho-Oh. Keeping Shampoo alive would have been nice here, but I need the double protect for that to happen. Chi-Yu could Terra and... Or no, it can't Terra Ground me because I'm flying. So I guess Chi-Yu's best option would be to Dark Pulse, and for the Whimsicott to Moonblast into Shampoo. But even a Dark Pulse won't KO me. Shampoo doesn't get his Protect. Sad days. Moonblast is actually going to go into the Ho-Oh. See, another Heat Wave. Does this miss the Shampoo? Nope. Misses the Ho-Oh, which is the one I'd rather it hit. Because then the Shampoo would give the Sword of Ruin boost. But here we are, not having that. Brave Bird is going to get off, but it's not going to do... Oh, wow. Did I bring it to Sash? It just lived on one. Ho-Oh, yeah, you gotta be getting those KOs, man. Fluttermane is gonna come out here. What I could do this turn, because there's no way Ho-Oh faints, right? Oops, wrong side. They have 2 turns of Tailwind, so... Well, no, even then. I Tailwind with Ho-Oh and protect my Fluttermane. So there's no way Ho-Oh faints here, right? Unless they do switch it up to Dark Balls. Moonblast is actually going to go into the Fluttermane. What does the Chi-Yu do? Another Heat Wave? Yeah, Chi-Yu Heat Waves again. Can you miss my Ho-Oh again? Nope. Okay, that doesn't do as much as I thought it was going to, actually. So we get the Tailwind off, which is perfect here. Should be able to get a double KO now. That Chi-Yu is so weak, and its Beads of Ruin is working against it. So Ho-Oh can Brave Bird into the Whimsicott so we don't freaking miss, and then Dazzling Gleam. The only thing will be if this Whimsicott is Encore. That will be our problem. If that will be the problem. Let's see if it has. It's Moonblast, Protect, Tailwind. It has room for Encore. It doesn't use it though. Dazzling Gleam is going to KO the Chi-Yu. And then the Whimsicott's going to Moonblast into, I assume, Flutter. No, it's going to do it into Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh's going to survive that easily. And then the Brave Bird, we should survive the Brave Bird. KO the Whimsicott. They no longer have Tailwind. I assume Koraidon's at the back because they haven't Terra'd yet. So we'll be outspeeding with both. The unfortunate thing is that it's probably Terra Fire because every Koraidon is Terra Fire. So if it wasn't Terra Fire, we would be so much an advantage, but currently we are not. So Sacred Fire is boosted right now, but it's Brave Bird's just gonna be stronger, I think. So Brave Bird, and if it doesn't Terra, Brave Bird is super strong. But then we Shadow Ball. Do I Shadow Ball? Or do I Protect? And hope they don't attack Ho-Oh, they attack Fluttermane. I'm going to protect Fluttermane. So here's the thing. I protect Fluttermane because if Shadow Ball, Brave Bird, KO Koraidon, then we do that next turn anyway. If they don't, we need the Protect to get 2 Brave Birds off. They're going to Flare Blitz into the Fluttermane. There it is. Now, Ho, you need to do enough damage that is worth it, but not kill yourself. Okay, it doesn't even do half. Ho, did you just die? Oh, buddy, let's go. He does Koraidon does outspeed us, though, but it has to choose who it attacks here, right? So either Ho-Oh's going to get an attack off or Fluttermane is. I mean, Fluttermane's always going to get an attack off. It's either Ho-Oh gets an attack off or Fluttermane gets 2. Yeah, see, we wouldn't have KO'd it that last turn, so we needed that. The Flare Blitz actually might KO if it attacks Fluttermane. I think it turned to Ho-Oh. Nope, it went to Fluttermane, so it's going to KO itself. Critical hit. Ho-Oh, are you going to survive the turn, buddy? Yeah! Ho-Oh lives! Koraidon does go down. We are the superior fire type here. Just barely enough. Whew. Turned out a bad start. And not a terrible start, in all honesty. Getting rid of the Incineroar is pretty nice. But I think focusing the Whimsicott the second turn might have been a better idea. Just because Incineroar doesn't really give problems to the rest of our team. We could have gotten rid of Tailwind really early on. But yeah, that is our first time playing in Masters rank with the Ho-Oh team. We get our first win in there, so we get our ribbons. But thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna contemplate if next video is trying out other people's Ho-Oh teams, or if we're going to just round up our last video with our own Ho-Oh team. We'll see. But thank you so much for joining us. If you guys have your own suggestions for this team, leave them in the comment section below. I think Rotom is the missing link. Like, we didn't bring it a single time this time. I think having something Having something that's a supporter. Like, I don't want to use Tornadus, as much as Tornadus would probably fix this team a lot. Because you'd have Taunt, you'd have option of Sunny Day, you'd have Tailwind, without having to rely on Ho-Oh being slower. Could Bleak win? I don't know. I really don't want to use Tornadus, but we'll see. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.